Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're doing something maybe a little different. We're diving deep into a children's story, actually.
That's right.
Looking for some, real insights. The story is Luma, the little lantern's unique radiance. And our goal here is to kind of unpack the layers in what seems like a simple tale, but find these nuggets of knowledge that are really relevant, I think, to you, the listener, for adult life, work, all of it.
Yeah, surprisingly applicable.
So the basics. Luma is this little lantern. She's in a village, and she's definitely not the brightest bulb on the block, so to speak.
Right.
There's this big, powerful streetlight right next to her, just beaming. And Luma feels, well, overshadowed.
Completely.
She wishes she could be brighter, wishes people would notice her. And that feeling, that's pretty relatable, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Have you ever felt like that? Like Luma? Comparing yourself to someone who just seems brighter, gets more attention, seems to have it all figured out.
It's almost universal, that comparison.
And Luma's specific thought, I wish I could shine as bright as the streetlight so everyone would notice me. That really nails it.
It does.
It's not just about being bright, it's about being seen for it. Often, like directly compared to others.
And what's fascinating is how that simple wish reflects these really deep psychological patterns we see everywhere in adults, too.
Oh, so?
Well, it's more than just wanting more light, right? It taps into that societal pressure, this constant measuring stick we use against each other. Psychologists might talk about an external locus of control for self-worth.
Okay.
Meaning we're sort of trained to think our value comes from how we stack up against some ideal or, the big streetlight figures in our lives.
Instead of from something inside us.
Exactly. Instead of from our own unique skills or what we bring to the table intrinsically.
That pressure for external validation. Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the story brings in the wise old clock tower.
The classic wise figure.
And the clock tower gives Luma this piece of advice that, honestly, it changes everything. Luma, brightness is not about how much light you give, but how you use it.
Such a great line.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's subtle, but wow, what a difference. So, okay, let's unpack that. How you use it, what does that actually mean for Luma and maybe for us?
Well, it completely flips the script on how we usually think about value, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It says, forget raw power, forget sheer intensity, the how much light part. Focus instead on, effective application. In strategy terms, you could think of it as having the biggest army versus using your forces cleverly.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, think about it. A super bright laser is powerful, sure. But if you just need to see the path right in front of you on a dark night...
You'd want a lantern, a gentler light.
Exactly. A softer, maybe broader beam is way more useful in that specific situation. So it introduces this idea of... context-specific utility.
So value isn't just about being the biggest or brightest overall?
No. It's about how well suited your particular light is for the job at hand. What impact does that have right here, right now? This is really core to understanding, your unique value proposition in anything you do. What's special about your glow in certain situations.
And the story gives us the perfect example right away.
It does, yeah.
That same night, this really thick fog rolls in. Just blankets the village. You can barely see your hand in front of your face kind of fog. Total whiteout near the ground.
And the big street light, the powerful one.
Yeah.
Its beam is way too high. The story says it couldn't cut through the thick mist near the ground.
Right.
So its biggest strength being tall, having that wide reach, suddenly becomes its weakness in this specific scenario.
Its power becomes irrelevant, even a hindrance, perhaps.
Exactly. But Luma, what about her? Her soft, low glow, which seemed like a disadvantage before.
That's a perfect.
It lit up the path perfectly, helping people walk home safely, just where they needed it, right at ground level.
And the villagers. They notice. They're grateful. They say, thank you, Luma. Without your light, we could have lost our way.
Yeah, direct impact.
She wasn't trying to be the streetlight anymore. She was just being Luma, and that was exactly what everyone needed in that moment.
And that's such a brilliant illustration of this paradox, isn't it?
How so?
Well, think about how often we see our own unique traits, maybe things we feel aren't, bright enough on some grand scale as weaknesses.
Yeah.
For Luma, being dimmer, being lower down, that's what she disliked about herself. But in the fog, that was her superpower. It perfectly shows this idea of maybe a comparative advantage or finding your niche, your blue ocean.
Right. Don't compete with the streetlight is strongest.
Exactly. Find the foggy path where your specific abilities, your particular kind of glow, isn't just okay, it's actually better because it's perfectly suited to that specific need.
That's powerful. And that leads Luma to her big realization, her aha
Mm.
moment.
The turning point for her.
The story puts it so well. She smiled for the first time, realizing she was important just the way she was.
Just as she was.
Yeah, that shift from constantly looking outward, comparing herself, to looking inward and accepting herself, that's huge.
It's the whole journey, right? From chasing someone else's idea of brightness to embracing your own unique, necessary contribution.
So how do we connect that back to, our lives, to the listener's journey?
Well, I think the message isn't just like a nice platitude. It's actually quite strategic.
Okay.
To shine in your own way, as the story says, means you need to actively figure out what your distinct strengths are, your specific viewpoints, your skills, and then this is key, acknowledge that those very specific things might be exactly what's required in certain situations, even if they don't seem like the brightest qualities overall.
So less focus on general status, more on specific application.
Precisely. It's about developing that internal sense of worth, your value, coming from how you apply yourself effectively, not from external pats on the back. You could even say it's a bit stoic.
Interesting. How so?
Focusing on what you can control, how you use your light, rather than what you can't. How bright someone else is, or whether everyone notices you. And that empowers you, right? It helps you navigate situations, not by trying to be a copy of someone else, but by playing to your unique strengths, leveraging what only you bring.
So wrapping up this deep dive into Luma, it really shows that journey. Comparison, self-doubt, then finding this specific situation where her unique light was crucial, leading to self-acceptance and ultimately understanding her own indispensable value.
Yeah.
It's a great reminder, isn't it, that sometimes the deepest wisdom comes from unexpected places, like a simple story.
Absolutely, if you look closely enough.
And it underlines that the answer often isn't about becoming more like someone else, but about really understanding and strategically using the unique light you already have.
Which brings us to a final thought, maybe something for you, the listener, to chew on. If we accept the clock tower's wisdom that your brightness isn't about how much light, but how you use it, then ask yourself, what specific foggy paths exist in your own life, in your work, your community, your projects?
Where things are unclear, maybe confusing.
Exactly. Where could your particular soft, low glow, those unique strengths, perspectives, maybe even things you sometimes see as limitations, be exactly what's needed to light the way? What situations uniquely benefit from the precise way you shine?
That's a great question to leave people with. Identifying and really valuing your own specific, maybe sometimes overlooked, but indispensable radiance.
Find where your light cuts through the mist.